the Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods. So today we are over here at the sawmill building, and we're going to work on finishing the stain. So we put a little bit on and just trying to get a feel for the color. So this is partly to also stain the grill pavilion. So we wanted to see kind of how dark we wanted to go. This is called like a honey color. And I wanted a little bit lighter on that building up there to show more of the wood. So we went with more of a natural color. So it was a little bit lighter. So we do like the look of this though, and I think will be nice in this building. So we did some of this by hand, just painting it by brush on. But we do have a little sprayer that we got that will make much quicker work of this. So we've already gotten it kind of swept off and everything before, so we may go through it one more time just to kind of get any of the sawdust off, but kind of get this swept, and then we'll take the sprayer and get this all sprayed, and we'll have this look. We'll see, try not to do too much overlap so we don't have too much difference, but again, this is the back side of the building, and we'll probably end up eventually building on back here to be able to store boards, so no one will really be seeing it. But you can see how this has been doing, and you can see that it's kind of one of the learning things that we had. So this stuff wasn't super dry when we put it up. So you can see that even our 1/2 inch here quickly disappeared. And we had some splitting on some of the boards, but overall not too bad on the ends. But we do want to go ahead and get this sealed so that it kind of stops any additional. And then we are going to go ahead and seal inside here too and do the roof. So everything we have in here we're going to take out. So we have the pegboard, we'll take it out. All of the stuff along with some of the magnets, get out of here. The mill we're just going to cover up with a tarp so we don't get any splash, along with the bed rails, just so we don't end up with kind of overspray on some of this. And we'll have to go through and do more cleaning in between, just because you have the sawdust that gathers. So we'll really get all that blown out and take a brush and sweep all this so that we get all of the sawdust off of it. As you can see, there's some that easily collects, but we'll get all this out of here and start painting. So we don't have a whole lot of experience with the sprayer that we're going to be using, so we weren't 100% sure about the overspray, so we just want to get everything covered as much as possible and go through. So start by getting all the dust off everything. So just with all the dust from the sawmill, it tends to collect, so just go through, a little bit of scrubbing, and get the blower out and get as much dust off as possible. So we're going to do the inside, outside, and the 2 poles today. So Dad is able to go through with the sprayer, just from not having a lot of experience with the sprayer and kind of just the way it works. Have a little bit of kind of runs and stuff in it, so just go back through with a roller and I'm able to kind of smooth all that out. It is a pretty small sprayer, so it has to refill several times, but kind of get a pattern going and able to get that where he gets sprayed ahead a little bit, and I can go back over and roll. Do then take a brush through, since we have some of the gaps in this where we took the router. So if you didn't see how we made this, you could go back and watch that video of making the siding for the sawmill building. But with how this is made with the gaps and everything, we do go back through with a brush and kind of get as much as possible in between the gaps. The sprayer did get some of that in there, but kind of had to work it in a little bit. So we probably could have rolled all this backside
front since it's all pretty flat and even, but using the sprayer went a little bit faster, and it did get into some of those gaps a little bit nicer to seal in between. Once we get this back done, we go ahead and move around to the side where we brought the power in. So we get refilled and start on that. So basically, this is just like forced air, and then you squeeze the trigger, and it's adjustable for the amount that you want to come out. So this stuff wasn't too thick, so it came out pretty nice. And found out that it wipes up really nice off of the plastic, so even though we got some overspray on where the power comes in, we're able to just go through and wipe that off. So again, go through a roll, and then that inside edge there is all just a 2x6, so just took and rolled that.
Okay, I have the back completely done. So, a little bit darker than maybe is ideal, but it does lighten up a little bit whenever it's done. So, we've done that corner. We're going inside and getting everything in there. I think in there where the sprayer will be really nice, because we will get in all the nooks.
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, this is where the sprayer is really nice, is inside here where you have all the 2x6s for the stud wall, and then the back to do. So you're able to kind of put it on and then just go back to the roller and smooth it over. We didn't seem to have too much issue with overspray, so didn't really have too much issue with the cover, but we went ahead and moved everything over just in case.
Okay, we have all of the back wall done now. We got the inside and out done. So still have those to do. I think we're gonna work on the posts next. We're just gonna roll those and then get the basket in here and start working on getting as much of this done as possible.
So we moved on to working on the 6x6s that are out front. So again, got the basket on the M62, just one of the firewood totes, and it makes a nice platform to work out of, so that we have the thing that we made as a little shelf to go in the back, so you have some place to put the paint in the tray. And then this we're just rolling all of, so could use the sprayer, but for kind of this use it wasn't as needed. The roller seemed to be working just as well, so we're able to go through, roll that all on. And then while he's in the basket, we go ahead and do the trim along the front, since he's right there, and that he just rolls all on and then uses a brush at the top edge to get right at the metal. And this is where having the basket on the tractor is nice, and having the two people, he can stay in the basket and paint, and I can stay on the tractor and move him around and not have to play with the ladders and get up and down off ladders and you know, have to juggle everything while climbing that. You can just have that tray table up there and work right out of the basket. So areas where we can use that, we try to utilize it as much as possible. On that side, over by the far side here, in this shot, we end up having to use a ladder there just because there's so much stuff there we can't get the tractor in. But here on this far side, it's high enough and unlevel enough that I'm able to come up with the tractor and utilize the basket again. So here's what I was talking about, utilizing the ladder. You can see all the wood and stuff we have there right now, so it's just easier to utilize the ladder. The other side's a little bit higher up and on uneven ground, so go ahead and get the basket out and lift him up to do that.
So this is how far the 4 cans got us. So we have the entire back wall done, plus 2 wing walls, the posts, and all the outside trim. We have everything underneath still to do, but the nice thing about that is it doesn't have to be perfectly dry out. It's all under cover, so anything that will get weather we've gotten sealed. That part's nice, so we'll get another can and be able to finish that up. So thank you for watching the Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods while we get this painted up. So like I said, we'll finish this up. That'll be just like an evening project, so we'll get that done and let this dry before we start milling up again, so we don't get everything covered in sawdust as a texture. So let this sit for a few days before we get the sun milling again, and let this get nice and dry. So again, a little bit darker than we were wanting. We wanted something closer to what we have on the grill pavilion, but we already had a can or 2 of this, so we wanted to go ahead and burn it up and want everything, you know, within here to match. So I went ahead and just stuck with this and used it. It does make it a little bit darker in here, but with the lights, that shouldn't be a problem. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, we'll catch you next time.